Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Mark 1 Tower, this is Albatross 1-3, requesting permission to land, over.
I don't need a computer to tell me how to land a damn airplane.
6.
Heads-up display, check.
5,
Lasers, check.
4,
Particle beam, check.
3,
Photon bolts, check.
2,
Chair control, check.
1.
Let's do it.
Broadcasting from a secret underground location somewhere in Mos Eisley. This is the Docking Bay 77 podcast. Make yourself comfortable. The show is about to start. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Docking Bay 77 podcast. I am Dayton Johnson, and I will introduce the rest of the guys joining me tonight, and then I will turn it over to our moderator. A local grumpy guy and wearer of many hats, it is Eric Brock. How you doing, Eric?
I should be in a bank because I'm money.
I got to learn to do his last. I just got to learn to do his last. Oh, and artist, friend, and former college roommate is John Wright. How you doing, John?
I'm really getting sick of having to follow him.
Yeah.
I'll send you some links, John.
Please do, because my creativity comes with a pencil. It's not the mental
That's
game
true,
that
yes.
you have.
That's very true. All right. And he has purple hair, and apparently he's still healthy for you, despite what we keep telling him. It is Tim Brown. How you doing, Tim?
There's no apparently about it. I am healthy for you.
And as our moderator, the guy with the most music kung fu that I know, it is Russ Robinson from the Jack's Fun Eats Drinks.com and the Beard Owl podcast. How you doing, Russ?
Wonderful, doing wonderful. And it's been a incredibly hectic couple of days where my wife and I are going on vacation a couple of days after this episode is being recorded, and we made the good misfortune of making the joke on Sunday, like, oh, well, we're about to sleepwalk through 3 days of work and, then be on vacation. And that was a real dumb joke to make out loud because the past day and a half, let me put it this way. One of the most uneventful things that has occurred in the last 2 days is we physically watched a transformer on our street blow up in the guy's face who was fixing it on our street. He's fine. He's fine. And furthermore, after it blew up, he literally looked at us and just did the what are you going to do? And then went back to what he was doing. So that was something, but that wasn't even the most eventful thing that happened yesterday. So it's been a couple of crazy days. So
when you started that story, I was going to ask if it was a Decepticon or an Autobot, but then the story got kind of harrowing very quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
Fantastic. All right. So a lot of podcasts do different kinds of drafts. And for instance, there's been some of our friends have done 80s vehicles draft or sitcom drafts and things like that. And so for a while, I've been trying to figure out what kind of draft we could do that's different than the rest, because of course, I just don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing because I'm a pain in the ass like that. And at this point, I'm actually going to turn it over to Russ. He's going to kind of explain what we're doing and kind of go over the rules, and then give us our draft order, and we're going to get into this because I'm chomping at the bit here.
Yeah, we're going to do a supergroup draft, and this is not going to be like the watered down crap that you see on CBS, where they take a band that no one cares about anymore and then pay a bunch of people who were already going to make it in the music industry as it is, and then have them front an album no one cares about. But this is going to be actual musicians people would want to see play music, and more or less come up with a dream team of people who, and from the picks that I was privy to see ahead of time, people who I think should be out in much bigger halls playing to a lot more people. And there's a lot of cool rules that Dayton came up with, I thought, for this too, because a lot of times when people do this type of thing, they're like, tell me your Mount Rushmore of whoever. It's almost always, people who aren't alive, or, people are almost always like, oh, well, it's, the same guys who have, my dream team's already been in a band together, You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the same lineup. So, you know, so Dayton came up with what I thought were some really cool rules. So I can go through those real quick and tell everybody what these gentlemen had to play by before they gave their picks in here, and then we can get down to business. First of all, the musician had to be alive at the time of recording, and I say this not to be funny, but it is kind of funny. Like over the past week, I've literally been like looking over the lists again. You know?
Yeah, right.
Just making sure.
Double checking obituaries.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of names that I've been like, "Come on, man, pull through." Like, I need you for a couple more days. You know, so the musician has to be alive at the time of recording. The picks have to have never officially been in a band together. So, there are going to be things where we may end up with a lineup where. You know, somebody is going to be able to, you know, push their glasses up and go, well, actually, and then link to a YouTube video where they played a cover once together at some show. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like an official release where they were in a band together. So they can't have ever been officially in a band together. And then the draft rules apply. So you can't have the same person in two different bands. So we are not playing by the Mike Portnoy rule. You can't be in 14 bands at the same time. Even though, you know, people like him are somehow able to pull that off. That is not what we're playing by here. So, and then after everyone does their draft, I'm going to assign a 1 to 5 star ranking on each band. And then we have some awards to give out at the end. So it should be pretty fun.
Fantastic. All right. What is our draft order? So I can keep notes here.
Literally no particular order whatsoever. I actually just threw the names at my wife and said, hey, just pick this order for me. So she did. We will have this order, Tim, Dayton, Eric, then John, in that order for the evening. So.
All right.
And now, one thing we just decided this right before we went on. We are not going to have, like, it doesn't have to go singer, then everyone picks their singer. Everybody can pick whatever they want to. So it's not like, you know, we're not going, everyone has to draft their singer at once. So whatever position you feel that you might have a pick that is so strong, you think someone else might get yours, then go for that. And and I'm going to be kind of taking notes on my end, Dayton, so I can keep track of all the band members here. So
fantastic.
Cool. So in with his first pick here, Tim.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with my drummer. Were we going to be talking about what genre?
Oh yeah, what's your genre?
My genre. Okay.
Yes.
So my genre is fairly obvious from me. It is a hard rock, classic rock style band. And I'm going to start off with my drummer, and my pick is going to be Rod Morgenstein, famous drummer for Winger and the Dixie Dregs.
Unfortunately, he's ineligible because he's left-handed.
So he might as well be dead.
Wow. All right. You know what? That's amazing. His name never even came on my list. That's actually kind of funny. That's a great pick, though.
That's a great pick.
That is a very good pick. And we saw him live a couple times with Winger.
He's an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
You can't, as much as you may not have name checked him, you can put him up against anybody and he's going to hang.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Very cool. Tim kicks us off with a great one. All right. I'm excited. I'm taking notes. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're up, Dayton.
You are up, Dayton.
It is me. Okay. So with mine, I decided my genre was going to be blues rock. You know, I never wavered from that. As soon as I came up with the idea for the draft, I was like, I'm going to do blues rock. So the cornerstone, my first pick is my cornerstone of the entire band. And I'm so glad I got to go second because I was a little worried somebody else might pick him. As my guitar player, harmonica, and vocalist, I'm going with Tom Kiefer.
Interesting pick.
Spoiler alert, I'm so excited about that pick.
Yes. I mean, he, as we actually did the Cinderella episode where Tim and Eric just like completely blasted me for liking the third album better than the other two. But
terrible pick.
It's not a terrible pick.
Well,
Oh.
what's Heartbreak Station's the third record, right?
Yes, it is. I love that record.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
didn't say it wasn't good. I just said out of the ones you could pick, it was the worst one.
Yeah.
I
I like Still Climbing too. So
Yes.
I know. You know.
which I actually did eventually pick a copy of that up. But yes,
Tom Kiefer's coming to Jacksonville on my birthday this year. So
fantastic.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
about
he came through Cincinnati not too long ago, and I missed the show. I really wanted to go, but I missed it unfortunately. So you have to let me know how he from what I've seen online, he still sounds pretty good. So.
Yeah, for a guy who's paralyzed his vocal cords twice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
fantastic. All right, so yes, as my my first pick.
Yeah, and he can hold a lot more instruments down than just the ones you named too. So
yes, true, very true. Yeah. Very true.
All right, Eric, what genre do you have going?
I thought it was John. Am I up next?
You're up next.
No, Eric and then John.
I did alternative rock.
Sure.
I'm sure it's a shock that people all thought I was going to do hair metal, probably. So, and I'm going to do singer first because of all my picks, I think this would be the only guy that might get picked, and I'm going to take Miles Kennedy.
Son of a bitch. I will trade you 2 roadies, a groupie, my second round pick, and 2 used drumsticks.
Now, were the drumsticks used on the roadies? on the groupies, rather.
Oh
no, we're not. This is a family friendly show now.
Okay.
we might be able to work something out. My number 2 pick for singer, I think, is pretty good too. So maybe we can work something out.
You suck.
I was saying, before we went on air, we were talking about like the whole checking like who's been in a band with, and Miles is one of those guys that's been in a band with a lot
of people. Yeah.
And I don't say that to discredit him at all. Like he's a journeyman. Like he's worked with a lot of cats, you know. So I had
and
to
his solo stuff. The Year of the Tiger album is phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so Miles Kennedy off the table. Officially.
Sorry, John.
That's all right. That's okay.
Well, John, we know you're not picking Miles Kennedy.
I am not.
What is your genre, and what is your first pick?
My genre is the elusive post-hardcore. So I think that's just a little subgenre of alternative. So to save my second vocal pick, I'm going to have to go ahead and get that in now. And I am going with a man that fronts several bands and his own solo career. I'm going with Mr. Corey Taylor.
Oh, yes. Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. He's awesome.
He and Miles were my number 1 and 2 pick. I think they have some of the best voices in hard rock and metal today.
No argument here.
Interesting. We had a kick off with a drummer and then 3 singers. Like boom, boom, boom.
True. All right.
And then a very famous drummer is named Eric Singer. So and no one
played. Nobody picked him.
And nobody picked
him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you never know.
That's true. All right. Fantastic.
All right, we're just going right back to the top.
Yep.
All right, so we back to Tim and the hard rock, which, by the way, because we're going to say this word a lot. My wife always shares with me there's a YouTube video of a compilation of Alex Trebek pronouncing the word genre so many different ways over the years on Jeopardy. And if you have a chance, go look it up. So Tim in the genre of hard rock.
All right.
Trust me, if you go look this up on YouTube, you're going to know why
I'm second pick. I'm going to go ahead and get my guitar player out of the way, my main lead guitar player, because I'm just afraid somebody else is going to slide in and steal him if I don't. And it is Mr. Richie Kotzen.
Oh, wow.
Another interesting pick.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if you've seen anything that he ever does, the man can play anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's played jazz, he's played R&B, he's played hard rock, metal. I mean, he was initially came to prominence as one of the big shredders, but quickly went in a different direction. So yeah. And did anybody, speaking of him, did anybody catch the interview on Rick Beato's channel with him recently?
Yeah.
No, I missed that one. I did miss it.
Cool interview.
Good
Cool
interview.
interview, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out though. I'm sure it's fantastic.
Isn't
Rick Beato does some great interviews.
He does really good interviews. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
It's pretty much just an hour of them just shooting the shit, really talking deep about singing and technique. And yeah, he really kind of focused a lot more on his vocals, even more than his guitar work.
Yeah, a lot more.
Interesting. I definitely, after we saw him with the Winery Dogs, my respect for him grew exponentially because I was just blown away with his stage presence for sure. So awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those guys too that like he sat in with Mr. Big for like a tour or two, and
like one album in a tour.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that like maybe like when you can sit in for Paul Gilbert, you know, you're
right.
Like, oh, well, all right. You know, it's like another thing that makes you go, I can't. All right. You are also that talented as well. You know, like,
well,
yeah.
And he does
amazing.
he does a lot of stuff with Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden too. And the fact that I think they're touring together right now. So
right now, yeah.
Talk about things you shouldn't think would go together. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they sound great together. They really do. I have actually their stuff. I picked up their records, but yeah.
Yeah, that's rad. Over to Dayton. What do you got in the genre of blues rock?
So I am going with another guitar player, getting that off because he's kind of famous, kind of popular, and might go. This is my surprise. Everybody in the group, since I'm not a big GNR fan, but I'm going with Slash.
That's a solid pick for your
whether
genre.
you like GNR or not, because Slash can do a lot.
And it's so my thing is not that I don't like GNR. My thing is I don't like Axl Rose.
That's
100% with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the music. Slash is just top notch, and the fact that he doesn't take himself so seriously. Like they've animated him. He appeared on an episode of Phineas and Ferb on Disney. They animated the version of him.
Axl got animated too. Axl was on a Looney Tunes.
Yes, but
like here's my thing. I absolutely adore Axl Rose. However, I understand why 90% of the earth doesn't. You know what I mean? Like I get it. You know,
if I never heard from Axl Rose again, it would be too soon.
No, for sure. Like I
wasn't aware you guys had a correspondence.
Yeah, like I totally get that. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, like Slash is a whole different thing on his own. You know what I mean? Like, in many ways, like, the drummer is a very big revolving spot in GNR, and Duff's kind of his own thing. But Izzy and Slash, in many ways, are very much their own thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they are very like if you listen to a lot of Izzy Stradlin's solo stuff, you're like, oh well, that definitely was 60% of the first album. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, so and Slash very much you can hear his fingerprints are all over everything they did on those first, 3.5 records if you got, Lies as an EP,
Right.
So, but yeah. And he's obviously he's very well known as just a blues rock guy, but he can do more than that too.
Yeah. I just thought the pairing of him with Kiefer was just,
they could solid.
Yeah, they could. I think they could work well together.
You're gonna hear a lot of Stones covers at that show,
and that's okay.
That's for sure.
It's absolutely okay.
Yeah. If you ever in your lifetime wanted to hear most of the '70s Stones material, you're gonna hear it at that show. Like, that is for sure. All right, Eric, we got Miles Kennedy on vocals. What else are we hearing at that show?
Well, I'm going to go with a guitar player next, and I picked this guy because writes really cool riffs in this genre, and I think he can at least his backing vocals, if not co-lead vocals, could be cool. I went with Jerry Cantrell.
Oh,
nice, yeah,
fantastic.
Good pick. That was going to be one of mine.
Songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic songwriter, and I bet his voice I think would really go well with just about anyone's. And certainly it'd be great to hear him and Miles sing together too.
Yeah,
and not just on the Chains stuff, like not just them covering Chains. Like
sure, yeah.
I mean, because the two
new original material.
That's why I say Miles Kennedy is a melody machine. Like he can just write constant melodies, and obviously Cantrell is too. So it'd be interesting to hear what they came up with together.
Definitely,
that's for sure.
Sounds like Eric's picking John's band.
No, not quite.
Okay,
not quite.
making sure.
Speaking of which, who's backing up Corey Taylor?
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I want to get my drummer off the table because I have a feeling somebody might grab him for something else, and it's a guy that's not really primarily known as a drummer anymore. But I figured, what the heck, with this genre, it made sense. So I picked Mr. Dave Grohl for drums.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Beast.
Yes, he
Beast
is
of a drummer.
Yeah. Plus, I wanted to have as many guys in this lineup that could take lead vocals as possible. I wanted like a Beatles-esque type supergroup.
Yep.
Band of singers. Yes.
Yes. Love it. That's cool.
That's interesting you say that too. As soon as you said a guy who's not known for drums so much anymore, I almost said Dave Grohl out loud.
Yeah.
Right.
Assumed that's what it was.
It's such a shame that he's not really known as a drummer anymore.
He still does some stuff here and there. He's drumming on someone's album currently. I can't figure who it is though. My brain escapes me.
But I would argue there's probably like a generation or two out there that like don't think of him as a drummer.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of a shame.
Well, there's the famous meme that the lead singer of the Foo Fighters looks like the drummer from Nirvana.
Yeah. Right. There's a lot of truth in that comedy because I mean, it really does. All right, we're going to circle back to the top. Tim?
Round 3. All right. I am going to announce my bass player next, along with my guitar player, who's also an amazing singer. I was really trying to build some strong harmonies and background vocals for a hard rock band, so I went with Pat Badger from Extreme.
Brilliant pick.
That's awesome. Love that pick.
That's a underrated pick.
Love it. Love it. And that actually, when I saw them, because John was supposed to go with me and he didn't. But anyway,
I was on vacation.
We were on a break.
I know. I was going to say that was said with the exasperation of Ross.
Because I was so looking forward to this show, and
it was Living Color was opening up for Extreme.
Idiot me said I would go.
I was
without
so sad
realizing
I had to miss that tour too.
Yeah, Idiot me said I would go without realizing that we'd already planned on being on vacation that week.
That's right.
I am the king of over scheduling.
I am missing Wayne Newton this Thursday in Jacksonville because we're going to be on a cruise, and I came real close to rescheduling our cruise over it. Because I've seen literally everyone I've ever wanted to see in concert, and I have never seen Wayne Newton. And I had tickets to see him in Vegas once, and he got sick like 2 hours before the show and canceled. And now he's literally going to be at a venue 5 minutes from my house, and I'm not going to be there, and I'm pretty upset over it. So
you don't want to wait too long to see Wayne.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right?
I know.
Talk about on the clock.
I know. So I'm really really unhappy over that whole thing. But yeah, as far as Pat Badger goes, though, I'm sure I don't have to tell everyone on this episode. Extreme is criminally underrated. I think that anyone who needs an education in how overly talented the members of Extreme are needs to be shown their set at the Freddie Mercury tribute.
Absolutely.
Yes.
1000%.
Yeah. If you can show that
they
to
were
someone,
the best at that show.
Yeah,
yes.
and they can.
And they were the first act of that show.
Anybody who can watch that and fully grasp like what is happening there, like no in ears, no floors, like as far as like the harmonies that they're doing, the switching of the songs. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys how amazing it is. Mm-hmm. Like the Herculean feat of music talent that's being on display there. Like if you can watch that and not at least walk away and go, these are four of the most talented people, then there's no argument that can be made to change your mind about how really talented those guys are.
And Nuno even tells a story about how he and Gary Sharon met hanging around at a rock club bar after hours one night, and somebody brought up one of them brought up the subject of Queen, and the other one looks at him and goes, "The fuck do you know about Queen? The fuck do you know about Queen?"
Yeah.
And like 5 minutes later, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Well, and that performance you're referencing is even more impressive because the story that I heard is they flew in the day before, arrived the day before, and arranged that all that day. So essentially one day of practice to put that entire medley together.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sounded fantastic that night.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah. I'm just saying when I got to see them, and you would think over time, some singers lose their range or whatever, but Sharon sounds amazing, and
he's still
Nuna was fantastic. I mean, they were still so solid, and it was just like I'm looking around going, how are these guys not more famous? It's just not right. It's not right.
They just finished album number 7, so hopefully we'll get a chance to see them again.
Yes, here's
that
hoping.
would be rad.
And my last comment on Pat Badger as my pick for bass is that I was really trying to find somebody who, like Richie, really has a great feel. You know, Extreme is known for those funk breakdown parts. Somebody that can just really lock into a pocket, and I think would really complement each other.
Yeah, no argument for me. Well, I mean, I just brought up that Queen thing, but if you watch when they do the transition over to Radio Gaga, and he's holding down the fort with he's playing the key part on his bass and just holding the fort down. It's killer.
Yeah.
Dayton, going over to blues rock, and you definitely are doing blues rock right now with Tom Kiefer and Slash.
Right. Okay. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and take my bass player as well. This is probably the most surprising pick on my list. And once I actually started making my list, I realized I had a bunch of old guys, and I thought that I would try to bring down the average age of the group. And this is somebody I've been listening to now just for a couple of years, but she is super talented. And every time I see her, see a video of her on YouTube, I just get even more and more impressed with her. I'm going with Tal Wilkenfeld, sorry. Who, if you're not sure who she is, yeah, okay. I was gonna say
great hair too.
Yeah, I know, right?
I love her hair.
Yes, I mean, performed with Jeff Beck, and there's a YouTube video where she's doing a solo, and just watching Beck's face when he's watching her play, that's all you need to know about what people think about her skills. She's played with Buddy Guy, David Gilmour, Jimmy Page, recorded with Herbie Hancock, Prince, Macy Gray, Steve Lukather, Trevor Rabin, and Jackson Brown. I mean, she can do anything. She sings, she plays guitar, she plays bass, and man, she's just fantastic. So I was trying to think outside the box, and I'd started doing searches for bass players in that genre, and everybody kept coming up was 60, 70 years old. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to find somebody a little younger. And so she was, I think she was like the perfect pick to add to this group. So
piggybacking off Eric's comment there about her hair, I was then thinking about your other two picks, and the name of your band popped into mind for me. You can call them the Curls.
Jeez. Well, okay. I guess I have to change my drummer now because
yeah, you would.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
Eric, you are up for alt rock.
Looking at what's left of my list now, I feel pretty confident that none of them are going to get picked. So I'll do bass. I'm gonna. His name is Mud. Les Claypool from Primus.
Yes,
nice,
interesting.
And that's he's anybody that knows Les, he's pretty quirky. But I like to have a little bit of quirk in the band somewhere, and there's no doubt he can play any kind of bass you need him to play. And I just thought every now and then maybe letting him sing a lead vocal on a track with this band might be kind of cool too. So
yes, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny you should mention that because their clip from Woodstock just popped up in my Facebook feed a couple of days with them doing. I think it's Master of Puppets. And Les is playing the lead on bass.
Oh man,
yeah, he's an unreal bass player.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he's one of those guys that can play anything as well. Like I mean, for as quirky as he is and all the tricks that he knows, he can play straight up. So if they, anything that they're going to play, he can play anything he needs to.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Speaking of Master of Puppets, I guess he auditioned.
He did
with Metallica, and after passing a cliff, and the other guys in the band was like, "Oh, he's too good for us." And that's not. I mean, at that point, not wrong, not wrong. So,
did anybody watch the series that Geddy Lee hosted?
Yes.
Our bass player's human too.
His interview with Les was my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Geddy Lee running an excavator in Les Claypool's yard. I mean, what is happening in this show?
Right. That's great. Swinging back over to post-hardcore. John, what do you got?
I think I'm kind of feeling the need to get one of my guitarists off the table here.
Sure.
So we're going to go with somebody, and this kid, and he is a kid, kind of burst onto the scene, and he's got an incredible musical heritage. I'm going with Wolfgang Van Halen.
Sure.
He was one of my alternates for guitar in my
Again, it's another guy that can sing. It's another guy that can, hold down the vocals and the background vocals. And I think, so far the three guys I put together would sound pretty good together. So
now you say musical heritage. Does someone in his family play or?
It's like
I think his uncle might have
second cousin's roommate once removed.
Okay, big ukulele guy or
flute, electric flute.
No, well, I know his grandpa played flute on one of their one of the albums.
and tuba.
Okay,
I did hear a story. His dad one time bragged about being able to play the Bavarian cheese whistle. So
right. Yeah. But yeah, that kid. I I know I've read people say, if I had, Ed Van Halen for a guitar t-shirt. Yeah, well, there's more to it than that.
There's
a lot.
Pretty famously tells stories about how awful it was to try and learn from his dad.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine.
He wanted to learn drums, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he started off on drums, but when he did start trying to play guitar. Yeah, Ed would see his dad do something and be like, "Dad, stop, show me what that did." And he said he would start off real slow. Okay, you do this, and then you do this. And he said, and then 2 seconds later, he's Eddie fucking Van Halen, and I can't comprehend what he did.
Right. Yeah. And if you watch him play anything, he totally gets every instrument. Like it's not academic for him. Like he feels every instrument just like his dad did. Like there's a lot of like we mentioned some names earlier, a lot of guys that people praise so much and they are virtuosos at their instrument, but I can't get into them because it's so academic, like they're very, very scientific about what they do. And all the guys that I genuinely love there's so much feeling in what they do. And that kid, there's so much feeling in every single thing that he plays. So yeah, that's like I said, that's something you can't teach. There's no amount of time that his dad could have put into it to be like, no, feel it more.
Exactly.
That's a thing you can't teach someone.
Right.
I mean, honestly, the thing he's probably the worst at is singing, and he's still pretty darn good at that.
Right.
Well, his mom probably told him one day at a time. I was hoping I wasn't the only one old enough to. There we go. All right, back to the top. Tim, back to hard rock.
All right, I am gonna pick my keyboard player next, and it is Mr. Derek Sherinian.
Sure.
I'm sure he's been in a band with one of your guys before. So
I think I was in a band with Derek on accident.
Not. He's been in.
Was that Wayne Newton
if I had
tribute
gone
band?
with the metal, yeah. But mostly I picked him for a classic rock band for his work with Black Country Communion. If anybody listened to them, he really, really has laid down a lot of really nice, just classic kind of organ grooves with them. Definitely, like you see the videos of them playing, and he's got the Hammond and the Leslie speaker out. I mean, he's like legit doing it.
Yeah, he's also one of those guys that can play everything, and it's a retread of my comment about Les, but like he can play everything, he can do all the crazy stuff, but he can also play as straight as you need him to. He can play, you know, with as much feeling as you need him to, and he can also go absolutely insane on the keyboard and do things that you're just like, what is happening? Why are you making all that noise? How are you making all that noise? You know what I mean? So, and he's got all the tools too. He can play several different things at the same time. So, you know, he's a multi-tool guy. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, good. Fantastic pick. All right, Dayton, you had a little bit out there pick that slots right in a great way. And now what are you going to go for next for Blues Rock?
Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get my piano player. I'm going to follow Tim's lead and go with a piano player this time around. And he is, I think his most important piece from Led Zeppelin. I'm going with John Paul Jones playing piano.
Very
nice.
I mean,
that's a little outside pick. I like it.
Well, and when I've grown to love In Through the Outdoor from Zeppelin, and knowing that he's mostly responsible for the album because Page was stoned the entire time, and
you don't say.
Yeah, I know, right? But he just he's the unsung hero of the band. I mean, everybody knows Page, everybody knows Plant, and of course Bonham because he was so amazing, and then of course he died young, so people remember him. John Paul Jones is never the first person mentioned when you bring up Led Zeppelin, and he can do so much. And for me, I just want that feeling, that knowledge, that technique he has, and I'd want that on the keyboards, so on the piano. So
it's always the quiet ones.
I know, right?
Plus, you're kind of getting away with a thing here too, because you're getting somebody to pull double duty on bass if needed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You could have her go do any number of other things that she can do, and have John Paul Jones slot in. Plus, John Paul Jones has one of my favorite slight moments at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of all time, because of the whole Page Plant thing that happened like several times over, where they just left him out of it. And then when they got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and the two of them did their speeches, and he came up to the mic finally, and in his own little quiet way, he was like, well, first I'd like to thank the two of them for finally remembering my phone number.
Right.
Just great. Just great. What an awesome way to just be like, also go fuck yourself, you know. Just awesome. So based on that alone, he gets a pat on the back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Eric, who is up next in the lineup for alt rock?
I'm going to go with drummer because nobody's picking my other guitar player. I'm not worried about that now. So I went with Jimmy Chamberlain from Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, interesting pick.
I'll be honest, I've never been a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan, but
well, you need to be, because they've got some fantastic music.
And I will say, Billy has a pretty doggone good podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's done some spectacular interviews on it. He tends to over talk his guests sometimes, but
no.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Morgan.
I don't know that he's done some great interviews, but he has talked at a lot of great people.
I mean, the Paul Stanley interview is great. The Sharon Osbourne interview is really good. Or no, it's Jack Osbourne. Excuse me.
He interviewed Wolfgang, and it was like, are you going to let the kid talk?
Yeah, and to be fair, he's gotten better. He's not doing that quite so much.
That's good. I don't have much nice to say about Billy, so I don't.
Okay.
Remember the whole Axl Rose discussion?
Gotcha.
That's where we're at with Billy. And, I like a great deal. And what's funny is the first time I ever saw Guns N' Roses, Pumpkins open for him. The Pumpkins were on the Gish tour. First time I saw GNR. So it's like the guy I don't like a great deal opened for the guy no one else likes that I like. So.
I saw the Pumpkins open for Kiss Halloween night at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, nice.
And the Pumpkins came out dressed as the Beatles.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
Let's see, where are we here? Post-hardcore.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I think I need to get a bass player on there, and I'm sure everybody knows who my bass player is going to be. I don't even need to name him. Could probably let somebody take a pick, take a wild guess, but needed somebody that's
start with a D.
It does start with a D. You are correct. But again, guy can hold down the bass well. Guy can sing great. He's one of my biggest musical idols. Mr. Doug Pinnick from King's X.
Yes.
That's a fantastic pick. And I'm even typing it correctly with the uppercase U.
Little D, big U.
And Doug is just a sweetheart of a human being.
Yeah.
He sure
really
is.
get the chance to meet him. He is great. I've never come across a rock god, and let's be honest, this dude is a rock god that is so down to earth and humble.
Yeah. This is one of those guys that when I was referencing earlier, like that I wish, and Dayton made reference to it earlier, like why aren't these guys more famous?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, they should have been huge.
and it's, you know, I've had this discussion with so many people over the years. You know, like it's a double-edged sword. It's like if so many of these people, and Doug certainly included, were like as famous as they should be, we wouldn't be able to see them, like, you know, certainly in 2026 in like a theater and be so close to them and have reasonable ticket prices. They'd be in like a stadium and the prices would be, you know, $300 a ticket and whatever. So it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's a double-edged sword. None of us would be able to afford the tickets. And if we did, we'd be, you know, on the other side of the football field, and everybody sitting up close would be a bunch of D-bags who don't even care about the music anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like, but it's people like Doug that like,
don't get me started.
like none of us would have access to meet Doug and know what a great dude he is. You know, like if he was as big of a deal as he should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's such a double-edged sword, and also people like him. Or at least I'm not pretending to speak for him. I've met him a couple of times, and I get the impression like he doesn't care that he's not any bigger of a deal than he is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. You know, like that. But I've never met a person who's seen King's X live and walked away and been like, oh, I could take him or leave him. Like every person who's ever seen King's X live is like, Jesus Christ! Like, how did I know about them? You know, and actually, I saw them open for Extreme back when 02, 04, when the Extreme put out that killer ass album.
We saw that too.
They came to Cincinnati and did a free show here with them. So I actually took pictures. I was like 10 feet from the stage. I got pictures of that. It was great.
Yeah, and it's same thing. Like we had 4 or 5 guys with us who were all like, I mean, they weren't like, who the hell's King's X? But they like had never seen him before. And I mean, in between, we had one guy, hand to God, forgot that we were there to see Extreme. King's X was so good. Like he literally was like it was all talking about where we're going to go afterwards. And we were like, well, can we still stay to see Extreme? And he was like, holy shit, I forgot we were here to see Extreme. Like that's how good King's X was. And he had never seen him before. So
Dayton and I got to see him on that tour, and Tim and I got to see him on the Faith, Hope, and Love tour.
Yeah.
And Dayton went to see Joe
I
Cocker.
call that show the greatest music lesson I ever had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Eric Gales opened, and we had no idea who he was.
No. That wasn't. Then I saw him another time when Galactic Cowboys opened for him.
We saw, the 3 of us saw them up in Dayton. That was my birthday, when I got Doug to say happy birthday to me from the stage.
Right.
Brad.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice. What are we on? Everyone's last pick? Yeah.
Yes.
That would be round 5.
Tim, what do we got?
All right. Well, I saved my singer for last because it is definitely the most left-hand turn of my picks.
Robin Zander.
And
I'm going to tell you this. Hold on. Before you say this,
was an alternate.
before you say this, if you're going with your main pick, this is one of my favorite picks of the whole show.
Oh, well, thank you. That is something I was hoping for, because when I say the name, I am expecting at least a couple people to kind of chuckle, and to which I would only say, yes, this person is primarily known as a pop singer, not a hard rock singer.
If you say Mary Spender, I'm going to go nuts.
I did not.
Okay.
But this person, I've seen a lot of covers of them singing rock stuff online, and
I think I know where this
they
is
can
going.
freaking belt. It is Kelly Clarkson.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know where that was going, but yeah,
That's a
good pick.
fantastic pick. I want
As
her
a
to do a
person-
whole hard rock album. I
As a
so
person who's
badly
seen
want
her, I've seen her 4 times in concert. That woman can sing, and she can
Yes.
sing hard rock.
Fantastic, yes.
Yeah.
I have to give credit where credit is due. This suggestion was suggested to me by my wife, and as soon as she said it, it was like the light went off in my head. I was like, that's it, and now I know how to build the rest of the band.
And the lineup that she has behind her now, the first time I saw them, she's had the same lineup with her since like 2014 or so. And I didn't know that she had swapped out an entire band. And then I went and saw her in Vegas like 2014 or something, like when she first had this new lineup. And literally like 2 songs into the show, I was like, when did she hire all rock musicians? Because her drummer just reinvented every song. Like he was beating the drums like they owed him money. And I was just like, every pop song she had, he just was like, nope, this is no longer a pop song. Like, and it's the same dude she has playing with him now. And it was great.
Richie Kotzen toured with her on her second world tour.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
Well played, Eric. Well played.
So yeah, that was great pick. Dayton, what do you got for your singer? I'm not your singer, rather, but your last pick.
Yes. So I'm my drummer is my last pick, and no drummer jokes, please, guys. Enough.
Don't
waiting for it.
Don't
too easy.
Too easy. All right. So I had it narrowed down to 2, and I actually went back and I went with the younger of the 2 choices after watching videos, and I kind of changed my mind. So I'm going with Brooks Wackerman. I've just been watching a lot of his videos on Drumeo, which has become one of my favorite channels on YouTube, and I just absolutely love it. But he is just awesome. He's currently playing. He's actually the drummer for Avenged Sevenfold, and he's officially been in Infectious Grooves, Suicidal Tendencies, and Bad Religion. Has recorded and toured with Korn, Avril Lavigne, and Glenn Tipton, just to name a few of them. He started playing when he was 5 years old, and his dad started teaching him, and his dad was his teacher in his high school jazz band as well. So, and it's a whole family of drummers. He has 2 brothers that play drums as well. And he's just really, really good. And I think what sold it was he did a John Bonham challenge on Drumeo. And after watching that, I'm like, yep, he's my guy. Absolutely my guy.
Wasn't he in that kids band with Danny Cooksey from Different Strokes?
I think that was Chad Wackerman, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
okay. I had the Wackerman right.
Yeah, he was. His first band was called Bad for Good, and they did an album in 1991.
That was him then.
That was him.
Yeah, that was him.
So yeah, yep.
That
But
was
yeah,
the little
I
dude from the audience's listening video that Vi did.
Yeah,
the one that was playing the younger Vi.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm like looking at the album cover. I'm like, oh, there he is. All right. But yes,
And,
that was my pick.
Shout out to the Drumeo channel. If anyone goes to the Drumeo channel, and if you only click on a fill in the blank here, here's whatever band for the first time video. Like,
yeah, those are always
those are great.
If you just grab anyone and whomever, and so here's this band for the first time, and you watch one of those, you will probably then get off your couch about 7 days later, because you'll just keep watching every video on. And I love the genius of videos because they really point out stuff about drummers that I think so many people look past. My brother and I have been arguing about Meg White for, I don't know, about 25 years, because I think there's a lot of genius in what Meg White does. And my brother is convinced that she belongs in anywhere but behind a drum kit. And that video really pointed out a lot of things that I was not ever able to expressed right, you know, like
right,
and you know, things like that. Like they make such good points with in all those videos, and it's just such a great channel. Like it's just such a wonderful channel. So yeah, and like you said, it even if you already appreciate someone, it makes you appreciate them somehow even more. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, fantastic channel. Eric, going over to alt rock, who is your last pick?
I'm picking another guitar player. I was thinking Rivers Como, but I wanted to pick somebody I thought would be a better counterpoint to Jerry Cantrell on guitar. So I went with Mike McCready from Pearl Jam.
Ooh,
good pick.
Love that.
And I did not expect that from you.
And I think the two of them would play off each other really, really, really well.
Yeah,
like
well.
way more so than, and no disrespect to Rivers, but I think that Mike McCready would play way better off of Jerry Cantrell than Rivers would.
Yeah.
Rivers has some serious chops, though.
Yeah, and I thought he could also sing, but I figure we got Jerry singing, we got Miles singing, and Les throwing in something every now and then. That should be enough.
That Van Weezer album is awesome.
Yeah. I'm not at all taking away from Rivers. I just feel like if I'm looking at the names on this list, I just feel like chemistry is a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like he would definitely be the odd guy out as far as like, let me put it this way. If you announce that this is, and I'm going back to like the 90s or the 80s where they do like the press release and the big Rolling Stone cover and the whole thing, like the next thing that happens is going to be a much smaller article talking about how Rivers left the lineup. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah.
They're going to be like, and then there's going to be an article being like, and so Mike McCready is filling in for the summer tour dates. You know what I mean? Like, so you're like, you might as well just start off with Mike McCready. So, John, we are over to you for your last pick.
Yeah, and since Eric snaked me on my vocals, I have to go to an alternate for my second guitarist because again, I wanted somebody else that could sing and somebody that would fit with this vocal lineup that I have because so far everybody in my band can sing. So I need one more guy that can sing. So I'm going with Mark Tremonti from Creed a la Alter Bridge a la Tremonti.
Wow.
I think he and Wolfgang would be a really incredible attack on guitars and that his vocals would just fit in perfectly with everybody else in the band.
Is that an allowed pick? Because Wolfgang did tour with Tremonti for a while.
Shoot.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
I don't know.
Was he on the album?
I don't think he was on the album.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
And I forgot about that. I honestly forgot about that.
Yeah.
So Dayton, I mean, I know I'm hosting this particular thing, but this is your show. I mean, he
can go
was
with
in the
an
touring
alternate if
lineup,
I
but he
have to.
didn't record the record.
I can go with an alternate if I have to.
Well, he was just a touring musician, basically.
Yeah, he
right?
did not record the record.
He did not record.
No, I'm good with that. I think that's fair.
That's how I would lean. I mean, he didn't record the record.
I mean, he wasn't an official member. They hired him for the tour, basically, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I'd completely forgotten about that. So.
No, I did too. Until literally, I was typing it
right
and I was like, wait a minute.
Wolfgang's first album came out.
Yeah.
He ended up having to postpone his own tour because he had committed to the Tremonti tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's Google this and see make sure. So
I don't think he played on the record.
Yeah, I don't think he recorded with
him. Let's see. No, according to Google AI, he played bass on Tremonti's studio album Cauterize and Dust.
Oh.
News to me.
All right.
I only knew about the tour and I just wanted to
That's
ask
okay.
about it, but yeah,
that's all right. I apologize for my oversight there.
So my Miles pick threw the wrench right into this. Right?
It did and it didn't. I'm gonna go
Derek's fault.
It's how many times in my life have I said that? Not many because I haven't known him that long.
Enough though.
Yeah, enough. And that's okay. And Eric actually picked another one of my backup guitars, so I'm just gonna go with another guy he was my original pick for my guitar, and he's
Tiny Tim.
No, actually, I figured Tim would snake him after Xander. So I'm going to go. It's another underrated guy, and this guy's really underrated for guitar. He's known primarily for his vocals. So, and this is out of left field, but we're going with it. We're going with Michael Sweet from Stryper.
Ooh, I like that.
Interesting. All right.
I like that.
The guy is a phenomenal guitar player. He doesn't get nearly enough credit for his guitar.
Yeah, I agree.
And he said
because he's kind of overshadowed by Oz Fox. So
I tell you what,
actually, no, I think Mike overshadows Oz.
I'm surprised how many solos, once I see him live, were actually Michael and not
90% of the solos are Mike's easily. And he's done an album with
George Lynch.
He's done one with Gary, guy from Trans-Siberia.
Which
guy? Gary Hoey?
Joel Hoekstra.
Hoekstra. Yeah, right.
Yeah, where he's the guitarist. He's not
played with everybody too, not just TSO. He was in Night Ranger for several years too.
He's also been in a band with Tommy Aldridge of all people, where he plays guitar. He's not the lead singer of that band, and it's a really good band.
Wow! All right,
so
good pick.
All right,
nice. That was a nice backup.
I would love to hear everybody's backups also for their alternate picks.
We can do that if you want.
I don't have my list in front of me, but you got a couple of mine already, Eric. So
I can give my I had two backups for each spot.
Oh, I only had one for each one.
All right. Well, you want to do it in draft order? Do our backups if we have them?
Kind of have it. Whoever's got them, just kind of have everybody rattle them off real quick.
I can throw off a couple. So,
all right,
do it in order.
All right. So, for my singer, if I wasn't able to get Kelly Clarkson, which I was fairly confident I was going to be able to do that, my backups were Ann Wilson and Robin Zander.
All right.
Then for my guitar player, after Richie Kotzen, my backups were Ty Tabor and Wolfgang Van Halen.
Okay.
Keyboard player after Derek Sherinian were Michael Sadler from Saga and a comedian named Tim Minchin. Then bass players, my backups were Michael Anthony and Stu Ham.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Yeah. And then my backup drummers, I had Will Calhoun and
solid pick.
A nameless ghoul from Ghost, nicknamed the Mountain.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't have that many backups. I mostly went with on guitar, my backup was Joe Perry, if I couldn't get Slash, and recent addition, if by some chance those were taken, I just discovered her in the last couple months. Allie Venable. If you have not heard her, she's 26 years old. She's from Texas, and she started playing guitar after she heard Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think it's all you need to know about what she does. And she's fantastic. Yeah, she's fantastic.
When you said your backup for guitar player was Joe Perry, I was waiting for Joe Perry and Keith Richards. It's like the two reasons we got Slash.
Yeah, right. Exactly, right. My backup for bass is Lee Rocker, best known for playing with Stray Cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on drums with Steve Jordan.
Yes.
Monster drummer.
Yeah. So those were my only backups I had. I was pretty confident that nobody was going to take John Paul Jones from me, so I didn't really worry about having a backup piano player. So, but yeah, if I didn't get Tom Kiefer, I was a little bit screwed, but I think it was okay because I had other people. I had other people that could sing, so I wasn't hurting. So, but there's my backups.
But John and Eric, do either of you have any alternates?
My alternate singer would have been Ed Roland from Collective Soul.
That's right.
Nice.
Great pick.
And then for guitar, I had Adam Jones from Tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on bass, I had Tim Comerford from Rage Against the Machine.
Nice pick.
And drums would have been Chad Gracie from Live.
Yeah, that's another really underrated and great pick.
Yeah,
great.
Sure.
Plus, with Brad on bass, in case like any scaffolding needs to be scaled in the performance,
we can take care of that for you.
Yeah,
right.
Which is like that. You never know how often that's going to come up during a show.
Exactly.
That's right.
Did you have any of your alts, John, or no?
Yeah. For drums, I had Mike Borden from Faith No More,
Oh,
or
a
possibly
name I haven't heard in a while.
Another
Yeah,
left-hander.
and-
Another left-hander too.
yeah, one from out of left field, Eric Singer from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. From bass, for bass, I had Mike Inez from Alice in Chains.
Great bass player.
Guitar, didn't really have any other picks that particularly come to mind. And I had Jerry Cantrell, but that was Eric's main pick. And then I don't recall any. I had another vocalist, but I can't think of who it was right now. I don't have my list in front of me. So
Mike Inez, who I just thought was Ozzy's bass player for like 10 years, because the first time I saw Ozzy was on the No More tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that's who Mike Inez was for like 10 years. And I was like, oh, turns out he's actually in Alice in Chains.
Yeah. And had I picked him, I couldn't use Borden because Borden was because Borden was Ozzy's drummer for the longest time.
Yeah, they were. I don't know
if they recorded, but they probably did.
I don't think they recorded together. But yeah, so you have the 3 awards that you want me to give out, Dayton?
Yes.
What we're doing, stage presence, not a household name.
Right.
And then one of these things is not like the other. So the only thing
who's going to win that one?
Yeah. Well, and that's just on like one particular member.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. One pick that was still out there. Yes.
Yeah. And then the other ones are just on the bands as a whole.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, and that's what's interesting is the stage presence thing is like with a lot of these, because you're getting to pick from the cream of the crop, right? Like a lot of these are loaded with people with stage presence, like, I mean, just like take, for example, John's lineup, like Dave Grohl, even when he was, and there's no better way for me to phrase this off the top of my head. When he was, quote, just a drummer, he was still a dude you would stare at, you know what I mean? Like when he was in Nirvana, the way he handled himself. Right. And then when he came out to the front of the stage, he just has stage presence to spare, and then when you look at everybody else in that lineup, like Doug is just, he's a magnet on stage. You know what I mean? Like people just love looking at Doug. Like so it's like, everybody in every one of these lineups is like, well, damn it. Like there's a lot of stage presence there. So that's a really hard thing to come by. I honestly, I'm kind of looking at it like, who is the lineups with like the most wallflower-ish people in it, like the ones that don't have a lot of recognition. You know what I mean? That kind of get knocked out.
But you also have some offset, like Dayton's pick of Slash will offset Tao on bass.
Oh yeah,
so Slash is all over the place, and Tao is going to stand there, but that's what she does. So it can kind of offset it. So
yeah. I mean, all the way across the board, I think for stage presence, I think the post-hardcore lineup that John has is, I think everybody on that stage is a monster for one reason or another.
Right.
In stage presence. And I'm pretty sure they're all going to end up in a fist fight.
But that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
Doug,
but like the one
is too
show,
nice to end up in a fist fight.
But I bet if you pushed him, he'd swing that 12-string bass on you.
Yeah. Well, and the dude's what, pushing 80, and he's jacked beyond belief.
Plus, nobody's going to hit Doug because he has the longest arms I've ever seen on a human being. Like,
he
so,
just
like,
hold you away, like face palm you, and you're going to be like not able to get him within reach. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying he's going to hit you, and there's no way you're going to hit him back. You know what I mean? Like he's just going to be able to reach you and not him. So, yeah, that to me, I think would be the one with the most stage presence. And I'm glad that you clarified that when you give us the rules, because, I don't even know that that's the lineup I would want to most see live. I just think that every person in that band, like you would have a hard time deciding who you would want to look at the most, because every single person, like Dayton, like your lineup, you've got John Paul Jones, who we talked at length about the fact that like he's the least known of Led Zeppelin, which is Criminal. but it's true. You know what I mean? If you go to a show with Tom Kiefer and Slash on stage alone, you're still going to look at John Paul Jones the least, and he's a member of Led Zeppelin, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? So, not a household name, the most underrated lineup. Geez, I don't know. Tim's lineup, even though you have Kelly Clarkson, who has, a television program that's on every single day, like everyone else in your lineup is so underrated. Like it's criminally underrated people in that band.
Definitely not household names. Yes.
Yeah. And certainly not household names. Like, I don't know. I could make a case for that entire lineup being underrated on Pat Badger alone. And the fact that Richie Kotzen, like, if you bring up the name Richie Kotzen to people who know a decent amount about music, but if you, to the average music fan who knows a decent amount about music, and you bring up Richie Kotzen, a lot of times they'll instantly be like, "Oh, the guy who was in Poison once." Like, there's so much more to Richie Kotzen than that.
Exactly.
A lot more.
Yeah. So to me, that qualifies as underrated. So I don't know. To me, that's probably the most underrated lineup, because if you like John's lineup is all of these people have played on Monster Hits except for Doug, which again, crime. But Eric's lineup, every one of these people have played on, multi-million unit selling hits that were, household names at one point. Same thing with Dayton. And the only person that really hasn't is the person that's coming up right now, so other than the person who has a television show every single day in your lineup, Tim, that's a whole lot of who, which is criminal. So that to me is the most underrated lineup. And then this is no surprise, but the one pick that is not like the others is going to be the young lady who has the talk show that sings the pop hits. I of course am referring to Slash. But yeah, and I literally, when that email came in, my wife and I both work from home, and our offices are opposite each other. And I said, yes, like that. And my wife said, what happened? And I said, someone just picked Kelly Clarkson in the band draft. And she goes, playing what? And I said, no, not playing. I said, singing. She was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, obviously it's not like anything else, but yeah, if anyone's listening to this and you say that's, you cannot believe that she got picked in this, then go to YouTube and look up Kelly Clarkson singing any rock song, and you'll go, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it now.
Yep.
So
100%.
So yeah, the only thing I will add to this is one thing that I'm a little bit surprised by. A gentleman that is alive that I'm kind of surprised nobody picked in any of the lineups was John Mayer. I was a little bit surprised that John Mayer didn't get a nod.
I'm the only one of this group that even likes him.
No, actually,
you're not.
I have
like
4 of
John
his CDs,
Mayer,
so
I'm not even a huge fan of his. He's just one of those dudes. He can play anything.
Yeah,
and he's played with half the damn names on the show picked.
Yeah. Well, that might be why we didn't, because he would be excluded for playing with.
He was actually he was on my list as a guitar player at the very beginning, but yeah.
I just was, and I have I'm not even a huge fan or anything. I just was kind of surprised that nobody. I was really surprised that he didn't at least show up somewhere in someone's list. Was all.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like I said, I have 4 of his albums, so.
The funny thing is, he never crossed my mind, but one of the oddball ones that did for whatever position was going to be Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My wife turned me on to him, and I'm not the hugest country music stuff, but I don't consider what he does country. It's more blues with a little bit of a country tinge to it.
Yeah, I hear that too.
But he's an incredible vocalist, and he's a pretty damn good guitar player too.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping Tommy Lee was going to make an appearance on one of the lists. And,
I can't stand Tommy Lee.
I know. Yeah, I get it. There's a Drumeo video about the whole genius of Tommy Lee. That's fantastic. And the good news is you don't hear Tommy Lee speak at all in the video. So.
Dude, bro.
Yeah, there's not one dude nor choice to be heard in the entire video. So
I'm pushing 70 and I still call everybody bro.
Yeah.
I will say, not necessarily speaking about Tommy Lee, but that made me think of, did anybody else watch, and it's been years since he did an episode, but Nikki Sixx had a podcast for a while.
No.
And it was actually really good, the people he interviewed.
It was actually, I think it was a radio show that
it was a radio show
recorded for
yeah.
them.
I used to listen to that. It was on one of the radio stations around here played it on Sunday mornings. And when me and the guys would go on disc golf trips on Sundays, I would usually have it on in the car.
Interesting.
I can't remember what the name of it was, but
I don't either.
I remember seeing it because that was how I got turned on to another guitar player whose name is escaping me right now, but he's
DJ Ashba.
No, he's a blues rock player. Jared James Nichols.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
That was how I first heard of him.
Yeah, I think he played on a lot of Nicky's side stuff before DJ Ashba did. That's why DJ.
Yeah, 6 a.m. The 6 a.m. project.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which I like that stuff. I did like.
There's some great stuff. There's a couple really good, solid songs on those releases.
All right. All right. So ratings. How'd we do?
What am I supposed to rate everyone? Oh yes, that's right. I am. Hi, I knew that. I knew that.
Totally didn't catch him off guard. He was ready.
Yeah, he was scalping Wayne Newton tickets.
Yeah, I know. I'm over here trying to sell off my Wayne Newton tickets for Thursday night. So if you know anyone, tell them to hit it.
Honestly, but no, I don't. But
not in Florida. Not in Florida.
This is going to be such a cop out. But Dayton, you know this from like how deeply I love so much different music. Yep. It would be hard. Like it's very hard for me to rate any of these lineups like under a 5-star rating. and I'm not. No, I'm being very serious. Like all cards on the table. The only member out of anybody that ended up like on the board in these lineups that like is somebody that I don't absolutely love is Miles Kennedy, and I don't dislike Miles Kennedy. I just don't love him as much as everyone else does, and it's like everyone else that was around him in that would be killer. You know what I mean?
So that's funny because I actually like me personally. I like my alternate pick, Ed Roland, way more than I like Miles Kennedy. But I was just thinking in this band, vocal range and all that stuff, I thought he would blend better with Jerry Cantrell singing backup than Ed would.
Obviously, so yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm a bigger Kennedy fan than Rollins. But
the fact that you wanted to pick him, this makes me happy that I picked him.
Sidebar, I just saw Collective Soul last summer for the first time. The first time I ever saw them was on, they opened for Aerosmith on the Get a Grip tour. And I never had anything against Collective Soul, but I just never saw them again. Like I just never got around to seeing them again. And they came here last summer. My wife and I went. They were excellent. I mean, like phenomenal.
Yeah,
like,
they still sound really good.
Yeah, and let me tell you what, those dudes played every one of their hits as if they just wrote it yesterday.
That's
like,
cool.
You know what I mean? And without any sort, like they weren't faking it or anything. Like, well, I'm sure they were faking it to a certain extent, but you couldn't like, as a person who's been to a million concerts, I know what it looks like when someone is full on just just phoning it in. Yeah. And you couldn't tell. Like nobody in that place could tell that, that they were, and they were really, really, really just like putting on a show. And it was, well, let me put it this way. Live played right before them, and Ed made it very clear that he was very sick of singing all of their hits. Like he went out of his way to like let us know that he was like not enjoying performing music that we had paid him to perform. Which was upsetting. That was the second time I saw live, and the first time I saw them, they were great. And then Collective Soul came out and absolutely batted cleanup for him, and a lot of that's on Ed's shoulders. And funny, two Eds. One of them was wildly disappointing. But yeah, so I was just like, so when I saw Ed from Collective Soul on your list, I was like, hell yeah, like he should totally get a call out.
I have to ask, did they do their version of "You Dropped a Bomb on Me"?
No, they didn't.
That is a phenomenal cover.
I totally agree.
Great.
I've heard it on like YouTube or something along the line, and I wanted them to do it that night and they didn't.
I don't think I've ever actually heard that version.
I don't think it's an official release. I think they only do it live. But
okay.
If you remember Z-Rock back in the day when they used to broadcast the concerts, quote unquote, live, and they did. I think it was them that did a live concert, and that's the first place I heard it. Yeah. And I'm driving home from work, and it's on, and I'm like, oh my god, this is great.
I think it's on like an import single or something.
It probably is,
because I've heard like a mix down of it somewhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've heard like a
proper.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. That's for sure. But yeah, I was hoping they would do it. They didn't, but yeah. But yeah, I honestly, like Dayton, I know this is going to sound like a cop out, but that the person, I mean it when I'm saying this, that like there's very, very few ways this was going to go that like if Scott Stapp got involved, then I would have been passing out 1 stars.
And
not
I don't
just
disagree.
to one person, it would have been everybody.
And I don't disagree.
Yeah.
The Scott Stapp Axl Rose duet.
Oh my Lord.
That's just weird. Anyway.
I have a friend of mine who's been in a band with Axl Rose, Scott Stapp, and Scott Weiland. And I was like, are you trying to get in a band with the 3 most difficult people? Like, did you wake up and say, oh, here's what I'd like to do? And he was like, no. I'm like, well, then why did you do that?
That's just nuts. That is crazy. All right. So real quick before we get out of here, let's have everybody recap their actual band one more time, and then we'll do all of our goodbyes. So Tim,
let me get my list back up here real quick.
All right. Well, fine. Since you're not ready, I'll do mine.
I have them all right here if you want.
All right. So for my drummer, I had Rod Morgenstein. On bass was Pat Badger. Keyboards, Derek Sherinian. Guitar, Richie Kotzen, and fronting the band is Kelly Clarkson.
All right. So on guitar, harmonica, and vocals, I had Tom Kiefer. Guitar, Slash. John Paul Jones on piano. Tal Wilkenfeld on bass. And Brooks Wackerman on drums. That's my lineup. Eric?
Singer was Miles Kennedy. Guitar was Jerry Cantrell. Second guitar was Mike McCready. Bass was Les Claypool. And drums, Jimmy Chamberlain.
And on drums and vocals, we have Mr. Dave Grohl. Bass and vocals, Doug Pinnick. Guitar and vocals, Wolfgang Van Halen. Guitar and vocals, Michael Sweet. And lead vocals, and he does play a little bit of guitar too, Corey Taylor.
Fantastic. All right. I love it. Absolutely love it. So this was super fun, and I'm glad it worked out this way. I would totally watch any of these bands perform. It's like, if any of them are listening, put this together and please record an album.
We need a festival with these bands.
A festival, yes.
We have breaking news, and I hate to do this, but something was crawling in the back of my head, and I just confirmed it. Derek Sherinian and Rod Morgenstein played in the super group called Platypus in the 90s. They recorded 2 albums together. Alongside John Myung from Dream Theater and Ty Tabor from King's.
Oh, man.
He's not wrong. I forgot about Platypus.
I don't mean to drop a bomb this late in the show.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, then I'm just going to have to go to my backup drummer number 1, Will Calhoun.
I was going to say, and they played the grand opening of the movie theater that Kelly Clarkson. So it's all broken.
Yeah, on the Justin Loves Kelly movie.
Yeah. But you can't pick Justin Guarini now either.
And I'm pretty sure Mike Portnoy was in attendance. So
yeah.
Sorry about that, Tim, but something in the back of my head was thinking, man, for some reason I remember Morgenstein with Derek Sherinian doing something.
You're not wrong.
Wow.
I forgot all about Platypus.
I knew Derek had played obviously several times with Portnoy, but I knew he'd played with a couple other guys, with Sheehan and with the other guitar player. He was real big in the late 80s, had a couple albums out.
Howie?
Not Howie.
That white guy that played guitar in the 90s?
No.
I've heard
He's actually a black guitarist.
I've heard of that guy.
McAlpine?
Tony McAlpine. Thank you. Yes.
Whenever you mess with the Dream Theater guys, there's chances are they play
they play with somebody.
Yeah. So I had to really work hard to just completely steer myself away from that whole lineup.
Next time you do something like this, Dayton, you're going to have to send out like little pro tips and be like, "Hey, I'm not telling you you can't pick somebody from Dream Theater. I'm just saying you probably want to steer clear of someone from Dream Theater."
Well, that was one of the first conversations we had when we started talking about doing this episode. It's like, well, that leaves out this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, because they've been in 15 bands together.
Right? Fantastic. All right. Okay. Well, I first want to thank Russ for joining us and being on moderator tonight. Thank you so much.
Nobody blew up today on my street. That was yesterday, so it was a good day.
There's always tomorrow.
You didn't even have to use his okay.
The night's not over.
That's right.
We're going to see what we can do about tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. And of course, I want to thank these group of ridiculous dudes. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Always a joy.
And thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Had a great time.
And of course, I want to spend a minute to thank our listeners for spending time with us each and every week. Jump on social media and let us know what your supergroup would be. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And just let us know. Let us know how we did. And I will be putting a list, all of our drafted bands online. Let everybody vote on which lineup they prefer. And we have plenty of content. If you just can't get enough of us, we do have a YouTube channel where we go back and forth between a versus episode where we take an original song and pair it up with a cover. Tim's been on an episode, and John's been on an episode, and recently Eric's been on an episode. And we also have our hosts do top sevens as well. So plenty of content over there. And if you'd like to help us out financially, you can hop on our Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can get exclusive content over there. Plenty of behind-the-scenes, uncut, raw video of us, as well as episodes done just for that, just for our supporters. So, upcoming episodes for the rest of April. And next week, we are continuing our 1977 series with the album Sin After Sin from Judas Priest. Tim will be joining me for that one, as well as fan of the show, Van Allen Plexico, still the guy with the coolest name ever on the podcast. He'll be here for that one. And we also, one of my favorite films from director Edgar Wright, Baby Driver. Not only is it just a fantastic film, but it has a fantastic soundtrack. And the end of the month, we are discussing the book from Terry Pratchett, We Free Men. A lot of good stuff coming to you. So do yourself a favor, watch more movies and listen to more music. And remember, physical media is better than streaming. The Docking Bay 77 podcast is produced and edited by Dayton Johnson. Recorded with Rode Pod mics, the Zoom PodTrack P4, and edited on Audacity. Opening music provided by Eric Jason Brock. You can find him on YouTube and Bandcamp. Thank you for listening.